It's really important when employing people that you have a good, strong, solid contract of employment in place that's issued to every single employee. This must be issued within the first 2 months of employment. It's also a really good idea to get some really solid employment policies and procedures in place as well.
It's really important that any organisation has a health and safety policy. That cuts right across any other employment legislation. Is absolutely critical. It's essential also to have a data protection policy. There are very few organisations that do not collect some sort of personal data, either about their employees or about their customers. So that's also really important. Many organisations will find it absolutely critical for funding purposes and so on to have an equal opportunities policy and a diversity policy. Although this isn't technically necessary in law, it is really good practice to set out how you will try to reduce any discrimination that takes place.
It's really essential to have some good, sound employment policies which help you run your organisation. Performance management, sickness and absence management, redundancy, bearing in mind at any process where there are steps that you have to follow to really get these things done right and fairly and consistently. The policies are there to help guide you through those processes. But the most important thing of all, I think, is that if you do have a policy, you stick with it, you follow it to the letter, because that's where unfortunately organisations do come unstuck.
Having a leave policy is really important as well. So anything that dictates time off in organisations, whether it's straightforward as annual leave and bank holidays, right through to when maybe it's snowing or there's, or as is happening a lot at the moment, flooding, anything to cover that kind of absence. It can seem pedantic, nevertheless, as Zoe has already pointed out, it is really important because it sets out the unexpected. And some people sometimes say, oh, would we really need all that? Or we feel like we've been policied to death. Actually, it is really useful to know when these situations arise exactly what to expect. And actually other things in the leave policy, things like compassionate leave and special leave. It's impossible to legislate for everything, but it's really good to have some quite clear guidance to cover most eventualities.
One of the other policies you need to consider is recruitment and selection, and alongside with that is also clear job descriptions. Invariably, in a performance situation, the job description is critical to make sure that employees really do understand what's expected of them, so that you can challenge that if you need to further down the line using one of the policies that you've put into place.